How's it going, guys? Petty Officer First Class here. Today I'll be showing you how to correctly iron your STUs, meaning your blue postman shirt and your black trousers. Alright? Starting with the STUs. So in order for this, you're going to need, first and foremost, an iron. Doesn't matter which iron, right? And you want to plug it in to whichever outlet is the closest. Right, and you want to set the iron to a 5 or 6, depending on how crisp you want it. Then you're also going to need an ironing board, as well as your uniform, of course. So you're going to have to wait until the iron gets hot enough, and once it gets hot enough, then I'll show you where to start. Also, you want to make sure you have enough water for steam if your iron requires it. Once it is hot enough, you want to first start off with your collar. You want to flip it outside, place it on firmly, and then lightly go over it while first getting it slightly damp. Then lightly but firmly go over your collar. Alright. Then flip it around and do the exact same thing. Alright, now your collar is done. Next, here's what you want to do. The back of your blue postman shirt. You want to lay it out on your ironing board, and then you want to smooth it out, make sure it doesn't bunch up or anything. Make sure it is as smooth as possible. If possible, you can grab a lint roller and go over it if there is lint on it. And then lightly damp it, and then get it smooth. Slowly but firmly go over it. Alright, make sure you don't bunch it up by accident. You don't want any unwanted creases. Alright, now the back is done. Now for the sides, here's what you want to do. Alright, you want to bring it to one side, and then lay one side onto the ironing board like so. Making sure it is all flat. Now with your ironing board, your iron, you want to lightly damp it again. And slowly go over it. Don't forget the pockets as well. Alright, now for these spots we haven't gotten yet, you want to bring it out a little bit. For this one specifically, you want to flip it around, to the opposite side, and then pull it through like this, so you can get the sides as well. Alright, once that is done, do a repeat to the other side of your STUs. Alright, now that you've gotten the sides and the back, here's what you want to do with your sleeves. If you have them rolled up, you have to unroll them. Alright, unroll the other one as well. Once you have them rolled out, or if this is your first time getting your STUs, you want to undo the cuffs on both of them. And start on one side, right? In order to get a crease on the sleeves, you have to look at the epaulets, right? You see these epaulets? You have to fold it in half so you can get a perfect seam that runs down. Me personally, I already have a seam that I will follow. Sorry, not seam, a crease that I can follow from previous ironing sessions. So I'll just follow that. But normally, in order to create one, you fold your epaulet in half, fold it as evenly as possible, and then follow through down, and that will be the crease you will create. And afterwards, for the rest of your cadet career, assuming you don't switch STUs, it will be your crease for the rest of your career. Alright? When you lay it down, make sure the excess doesn't get in the way. And normally a good way to check if it's the right crease, there's a seam at the bottom, at the bottom of your sleeve. So you can just check the seam that is joining the fabric together, and you can check if it is centered and if the seam needs to be adjusted. Sorry, if the crease line that you're going to create needs to be adjusted. Alright, once you have that lined up, lightly damp it, then you can start reinforcing the crease or creating it. Make sure you keep the iron moving so it doesn't burn your uniform. Alright, we will get the cuffs later, but once you have it there, you want to flip it on its side so you get the other side as well, right? And you might notice some mistakes where you have accidentally creased some parts that you wouldn't want to. This is your chance to fix it. Alright, same process. Alright, once you have this relatively smoothed out, you will now get the cuffs and find the crease again. Fold your cuffs accordingly. And you can give it a light crease if you want. Just like pressing on it. Alright. Now this is basically finished. Make some final changes to get rid of creases. Once you have that done, you want to do the exact same thing to the other side of the sleeves. Alright, once you have that done, the final touches is the epaulets and the shoulder areas, alright? So for the epaulets, you want to undo them. Alright, lay it down, and just lightly go over it. Nothing too fancy. Do it with the other side. Alright, once you have that done, final touches. Want to lay the shoulders on the thinnest part of your ironing board. Alright, smooth out everything. Lightly go over it with sprinkles. Then you lightly smooth it out for the final crispy touches. Then once you've done that, you do the exact same thing with the other side. Make sure nothing bunches up while you do it. Alright, once you have that, you're basically done. Right? So if your corps has ordered you to wear winter dress, then this is exactly how you leave it, except that you have to button your cuffs. But if this is summer dress, then you would roll up the sleeves. Since it is August right now, and we are close to returning in September, I will roll up my sleeves. Alright? So, depending on how big your uniform is and how big you are, how long your arms are, 4 to 5 rolls will do it. For me, it would be 5 rolls. So here's 1 roll, following the cuffs. There's 2 rolls. All right, you want to make sure you smooth out everything before you proceed with the next roll. All right, here's the 3rd roll. Again, smooth out everything. Here's the 4th row. Here's the 5th row, all right? Now you do the exact same thing with the other sleeve, but this is basically it for the blue postman shirt. Now in the next video, I'll be showing you how to iron your black trousers properly.